exciting walk-off win on Tuesday. It's Alabama's third walk-off win of the spring. So what is it about this team that finds a way to take care of business late in these games?
Yeah, I mean, I think one thing, just their ability to not panic is good. I think the other side of that is we got to do a little bit better job early, not always putting ourselves in that situation. You kind of saw that on whatever that was, Friday against Tennessee. Good comeback, and we didn't panic, and we set it up, but you just kind of ran out of outs there at the end, So we'd like to see us do a little bit better job early in the game like we did earlier in the year of kind of getting out in the lead and running with it. But, man, they're tough kids. They don't panic, and obviously when you got a player like LeBron to go finish that thing, it's a pretty good way to go.
And in spite of the series loss over the weekend, you guys are 4-2 in SEC play to begin the season, and it's the first 4-0 start in conference play since 2003. So how would you assess where your team is going into its third weekend of SEC games?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you would have told me before the year, you're going to be 4-2 to start, I think I would have been like, heck yeah, let's go, especially going through the two teams that we went through. Oklahoma's a really good challenge. I mean, it's an elite pitching staff. Kyson Weatherspoon that guy's real. That we're going to see tomorrow night, real. And good bullpen arms, a little bit of a different lineup, just very disciplined. They know who they are, really athletic, can really run, bunt, and create, and do some things. So it's just going to be a good challenge to see where we're at, And I thought the first 4 games of the year, we did a really good job of kind of playing a game at a time. And then I thought Tennessee, it was, hey, chance to win the series against the number 1 team in the country, and it kind of just, things piled up a little bit, and I thought we got outside of ourselves a little bit the last 2 days. So just want to see us go back to that. I mean, we got, whatever it is, 20-something conference games left. Let's go out and just play one at a time and see what happens, and I think we'll be in our right spot.
And after the lineup was pretty much locked in over the first 25 games, a handful of changes in the order on Tuesday. So what was your thought process behind some of those moves?
Yeah, I think some of it is obviously Kate Snell and how he's swinging the bat. I did the same thing with LeBron last year. He kind of stayed at the bottom for a good chunk. He started SEC play, stayed at the bottom, and then he just kind of forced your hand to kind of slide him up in the lineup. And so some of that is, you have kind of your best player in LeBron in the 2, followed by kind of your hottest player in Kate Snell in the 3. I think that's what made them pitch to Braun on Tuesday was, man, if you don't pitch to him, you got a guy hitting 430 on deck, and so I think it at least makes you think twice a bit if you're going to let Braun beat you or not. So wanted to protect him, wanted to kind of shift some things around. Obviously with Garrett Staten coming back in the lineup just gives us another option, getting him back healthy to kind of get that 10, 11-man rotation working that we need and gives us some pieces to move in and out of the game. So should be good, and we'll see what it looks like this weekend. We'll match it up.
And Garrett Staten immediately produced at the plate in his first appearance after missing 21 games. So how important is it to get him back on the field and playing in a meaningful role?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, I wanted to play him last Tuesday. I didn't know how good it was going to be, and obviously had a huge 2 RBI double there, just missed hitting a homer. Really good walk, some tough at bats, but he's just such a big piece because he's so versatile. He can play at second, he can play at third, which allows Torres to go to first. It just gives us the ability to mix and match and do some things where, before we kind of were locked in, we were playing the same 9 guys and kind of rotating our catchers for about, whatever that was, 21 games. So getting Garrett back gives you a kind of a chess move that we haven't had in a couple weeks. And I was happy for him. I know how much of a kick in the gut it was when he broke his finger and had to have surgery, because he was off to such a great start. He's a senior. He's worked so hard to be here. And you just got a quarter of your season ripped away from you, but his maturity through the process, his ability to bounce back and step back and contribute right away is going to be huge for us. We're going to need him this weekend.
And in spite of seeing high-caliber arms, now that conference play has started, your lineup is still producing at a high level. So what's impressed you the most about your offensive attack?
Yeah, we haven't necessarily just run up crazy numbers in conference play. But we've also faced 2 of the best staffs in the country, and we did against some of those Tennessee arms what nobody else has done yet. We were able to get to Liam Doyle a little bit, and we didn't hang 10 on him, but hanging 5 on him is like hanging 10 on a lot of guys. And we were able to kind of get in there. Now their freshman on Saturday kind of gave us fits. He did a great job. But I think we grinded out at bats pretty good. Like, you're going to naturally see it. When you get into conference play, you're probably not going to hit 380 as a team very much anymore because the caliber of competition is just so good. So some of that is normal kind of leveling off. But want to see us now that we're through those. I mean, you got a heck of a staff coming in again this weekend, but just be able to string consistent at bats together and really operate as an offense.
And your guys' pitching staff continues to own one of the nation's lower ERAs. So what's the message to those guys as we head into the heart of the spring?
I think just keep attacking. I think that's the biggest thing. Like, the best arms, that's what they do. They are just the one. They're the aggressor. They're setting the tone. They're pounding the strike zone. They're the bully on the attack, not the other way around. And I think when Tennessee got us a little bit, I thought we tried to be really careful with them. And you look at Andrew Fisher, he's a dangerous hitter, but man, your only shot at him is to go right at him. If you start nitpicking and then you miss, you're going to be in big trouble. And he made us pay a couple times this week, and then we put him on for free probably 6 or 7 times. And so I think just continuing to be the aggressor, continue to stay on the attack, and just continue to do their job, be themselves, do what they need to do, go and operate and flip to the next guy.
And what are some things fans can expect to see from Oklahoma this weekend, especially from its pitching staff?
Yeah, I mean, an elite Friday starter. Nobody talks about him. Like everybody talks about Liam Doyle and all these guys. This guy's, it is going to be 95 to 99 with 5 pitches, tons of strikes, really athletic. It's real. It's really real. And same thing through the weekend. We'll see what their weekend rotation looks like after him. But his twin brother also pitches on the weekend for him generally, so which is a really talented player. And then offensively, they just can really run. They got 60-plus stolen bases this time of year, which we have quite a few, and we're in the mid-30s. They've got almost double us, and they really run. They create. It's a super athletic team. So it's there's some power in there, but it's maybe not the bombers that Tennessee had. But man, they know who they are. It's a really complimentary offense. They play good together. We got to get the leadoff guy out of the inning, because if that guy starts getting on, that's when they start wreaking havoc.
And do you have a message for the fans before the Tide hosts the Sooners this weekend?
No, they've been so great, man. Last week it was unbelievable. The way they showed up for Tennessee was wild. It was intense. There was people. The students were nuts. I looked an hour before the game started and it was already packed out there, and it just means a lot to these kids and to this program. We work really hard to put something on the field, and these players work extraordinarily hard to put something on the field that I think the student body and fans are excited about. And man, they showed up in an awesome way, and we didn't necessarily come through for them last weekend, but keep showing up. We're going to get it done.